All right, guys, back again. Beamwalks Bar Talks podcast. We're just gonna be bullshitting tonight. We got Kyle, local 25 hand. You're an apprentice?
Yes, fourth year apprentice.
When did you get in there?
June of 2022. Class number 2203, so third class of 2022.
So are they just doing number designations now for classes?
Yeah, didn't they used to do like letters?
Because I was EE.
Yeah, no, they've been doing numbers for as far as I know, like the past 5 years.
Yeah, that'd be about right. August. Yeah. So it would have been 2018 is when they probably started doing numbers.
When did you turn out?
I turned out December of 21.
Oh, so
They pushed us back because of COVID and all that.
How long? A year?
I think it was like 6 months.
That's not bad.
Six or 8 months.
Did they close the school down?
Yeah, they did for a little bit. They pushed us. Yeah, they closed it down. That we like started to go in. We went in for a little bit, and then they closed the school down because guys didn't want to wear their masks. Which, I mean, I don't blame them. I was one of them.
I mean, if they throw me back in the welding booth, I'd just put my respirator on all day.
Yeah, right.
I'd be good to go.
Yeah, that's easy. No, I was doing, during that time, I was still firefighting.
Yeah, you haven't told me much about that.
No. I got in right out of high school. I was 18 years old. September of 2008, I got in. Went through the fire academy, did my medical first responder, and then did my EMT. Let it lapse after I did my EMT, and then I went back a couple years later and redid my EMT license. Got my EMT license, went into private EMS, and I was working volley. So, I mean, I did that up until, and I was in between jobs all through that time. So I was working at a golf course right out of high school, dude. I went to college for like a semester and a half, and then I got kicked out, academic probation, and then academic discharge. And then
That's what they call it, academic discharge?
Yeah, dude, it was, basically don't come back. Damn. I did, though. I went back, 2018 I went back. Basically begged and pleaded for forgiveness. Then I had to take like a remediation class and all that shit, but.
Seems like a lot of ironworkers I know, they are firefighters on the side.
Really? Who else?
There's a ironworker by the name of Ryan Goodyear.
That is a good dude.
I love him. Yeah. I haven't worked with him in probably 2 years now, but when I first got in, he was one of the, on the very first job
Sterling?
I ever got on. Yes, at Sterling Erectors.
Yeah.
The very first job I ever got on, was the Gordie Howe Bridge. I worked out there for 2 weeks. And then they said I was too green to work out there. So they sent me to this like lab that they were building in Ann Arbor. I forget what the name of that job was called. It started with an S, I believe, something like that.
For U of M?
No, not for U of M. It was like 5 miles away from the school. But that was one of my first real structural jobs besides the bridge, but the bridge I just didn't really do shit other than pick up trash.
Labor.
But he was out there and he kind of taught me some of the first things I ever learned. You know, a little bit of welding, bolting up, detail work. So he's a good dude.
Yeah, dude.
Got a lot of respect for him.
I like him. We had fun. I actually worked with him at Sterling too. I think I was out in Chesterfield. We were doing an addition for, I don't fucking know, like a airplane parts warehouse. I don't know if they were just doing the logistics part, like part consolidation and then shipping, or if they actually made parts there, because the addition that we did on all of our in-beds, they had like a curtain wall, so we couldn't even actually see into the shop.
Yeah. Chesterfield, that's where I lived for 3 years right out of high school.
Chesterfield?
New Baltimore, but
Oh,
Chesterfield's pretty much same area.
Over by Selfridge.
Yep.
It's a nice area. You ever make it over to, what is that restaurant over there off of, I'd have to look it up. I can't remember what it was called. It was fun, though. They had like a barcade.
Barcade.
Yeah.
They had a place like that in Indy when I was working in Indy.
Terry's Terrace. It's over off of Metro Parkway and Crocker.
Okay.
They got...
I've probably driven past it 1,000 times.
Probably.
Right off 94.
Yeah. It was good, dude. They got good food, and then in the back, like, you can just have your beers, and they have all the arcade games. Galaga, Pac-Man. They had the Mortal Kombat. They had the golf simulator, or not the golf simulator, but what is that? What's it called?
I mean, that's
I can't
what it
remember.
is, right? Golf simulator?
Something T. I don't know.
That's what they had in Indy. I forget the name of the place. It was like Club 60 or something, but it's right downtown Indianapolis.
No.
Same thing. You walk in there, and as long as you buy a drink, you can play all the arcade games for free. As long as you want.
How did they monitor that?
What do you mean? Like, they just let you go at it, as long as you're consistently buying drinks and whatnot. Any game you want. They had 2 floors, and I think they had some slides in there too if you wanted to just slide down to the first floor.
Dude, that sounds like a good idea for a bar, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, they had, beanbag toss outside and some other stuff.
You mean cornhole?
Yeah, cornhole. But yeah, that was a good little spot. There's a lot of good spots in downtown Indianapolis. There's a bunch of underground bars that I had a lot of fun at.
Did you find like a speakeasy?
I'll be honest, I was pretty fucked up, so I don't remember.
Typical iron worker shit.
But no, it was a lot of fun.
Is that after work? You guys just head down to Indy after work?
Yeah. We do that every weekend. Every Saturday, we'd go. Well, we normally go racing. There was a little, it's called Speedway Racetrack, I think. Yeah. You can see the Indy 500 track from the bar. They got a second floor bar out there, and then they let us get as drunk as we wanted and go downstairs and race. We'd be knocking little kids off their cars. Oh my God. Almost got kicked out of there a couple of times, but it was a lot of fun.
Speaking of getting kicked out of places.
Oh my God. I feel like I know what you're going to bring up.
What was that?
Florida?
Yeah, Perdido Sports Bar. Dude,
that was a good bar.
It was a good bar.
We had a lot of fun there.
You and Brandon found that bar. I didn't even, dude, so I drove past it, I don't know how many times, because me and Amanda would go down to whatever that pizza place was down there. And then we also went to that Mexican restaurant.
Pizza Lute?
No,
that was the place me and Alexia liked.
It was farther down. It was farther down the road.
What's the name of that place?
But dude,
I hated it.
You liked it the first time, and then you're like, all right, this is getting to be
some of the worst
enough.
Pizza I've ever had.
Oh, baloney!
You get a Supreme, and they would normally all your toppings are on top, and they would Lillian's, yeah, they would bury the toppings underneath the cheese. So you didn't know what the fuck you were eating.
I mean, it wasn't that okay. Well, the first time it wasn't that bad, but every time after that was. It was what it was.
It was expensive too. It was
like
$70 for 2 large pizzas.
Yes.
Fucking.
Yeah, dude. We went. What? All right. So what we were watching. You were October. So we were watching football.
What?
At
Perdido?
Perdido, yeah. We kept watching football, right? Thursday night, we'd go down there and watch football, and then Saturday and Sunday, we'd watch football.
Yeah. It became an unhealthy obsession.
But it was a nice place. Especially when the weather was nice, we could sit out on the back patio.
And just shit talking all the other sports fans in there. Dude,
There was a lot.
There was people from everywhere.
Everywhere. Especially when, like, Detroit played Minnesota. I feel like that was 50-50 Detroit and Minnesota fans.
They had people from Wisconsin, Washington, New York, everywhere.
Yeah, they were from all over the place.
That was the nice part. You just sit there and just shoot the shit with people and just, talk about
and then
stories.
with the naval base being right there, Pensacola Air Station.
That was a nice golf course that we went to.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was called, but yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't remember it either.
AC Reed Golf Course.
Yep, I still got the little tees from there. I never saved them, but I seen your collection that you started saving.
No, you
One
didn't.
option I see is
Did you
Tackle
take a couple,
Golf
man?
Club on Country Club Drive.
Oh, Siri.
Is that the
Shut
one?
up,
Knock it
bitch.
off.
We didn't even say Siri.
No, we didn't.
Yes?
Shut up. I'm telling you, man, I should have got in on that lawsuit. Probably only would have been $20 payout, but did you hear about that? The Siri listening to you?
No.
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Did you try again?
It's like if you're ever wearing your Apple Watch or just your phone, you're talking, you see the little symbol for her pop up.
Yeah.
That was the whole lawsuit, because it was literally listening to you as you would.
Oh, dude, I could have got $30 out of that.
Yeah, there was another
Or
lawsuit.
30 cents.
There's another lawsuit they just had. My buddy got paid $20 from. I don't know. They got lawsuits out the ass.
They got Amanda found a site that is, if it doesn't even have to be pertinent to you, they'll legit just pay you out.
A site?
Yeah, like you can. She found it on. I think she found it scrolling on Instagram. Like there's a website that has all open-based lawsuits and shit. You don't even have to be affected. You could like type in your shit and see if you qualify. Like what? Like what?
Yeah, and class actions.
Yeah, they just throw money into this pot and then it's somebody else's to decide who gets it, right? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time. I miss that house.
That was a nice spot.
We were,
The kitchen was a little shitty.
the
But
kitchen was shitty, and I don't even know a way that we could have updated it. It's just there was no counter space really.
well, the counter space and the fruit flies, those were a real problem down in Florida.
Oh yeah, the fruit flies were terrible.
I mean, you pretty much had to have everything in the refrigerator
Or eat them before you
Or
got them in the
locked
back
up.
door.
anything, any kind of bread, fruit, anything. They were in it.
They're fucking everywhere.
You go take the trash out, 5,000 more let themselves in.
The trash was terrible in the summer too. Oh my god, dude, the stench. Oh my god.
You just hear me in the kitchen with that salt gun, pop, pop, pop.
That was probably one of the best purchases we could have gotten, honestly.
Dude, I
We
had
still use it here.
I had Marco scoping them out for me. I was like, all right, dude, point them out. And he was actually getting good at it.
Yeah. The fruit flies even?
Yeah.
No shit.
Flies, fruit flies. Amanda was getting in on it too. She was
That was
starting to
funny.
like it. Like target practice.
I think there was
shooting.
one night I went up to bed early, and all I hear is, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I hear, die, bitches, die!
Dude, I just get drunk and go in there.
Yeah, that was fun. Dude, golfing out the back door too.
Yeah, fucking.
Sorry, Perdido, we used the 12th green as a practice green. Sorry.
When we first went down there, before I even met you, I didn't want to go to the bar because me and Brandon, we were there for like a week before you
Yeah.
came back.
I went home for a minute.
So me and Brandon were in vacation mode. The first week we were down there, we looked at each other. He was like, "How much money you got?" I'm like, "I don't know." Actually, like, I got about 10 grand I can blow. I'm like, "All right, man, we're good for a while." So we went to the bar, and I think that's where we found Perdido. We went like every night, and then on like the fourth or fifth night, I was like, dude, I need a break. And he was like, all right, we're gonna go to the back, and we're gonna golf. If I hit this ball in between this tree and it lands here, whatever, or if I hit a better shot than you, we're going drinking. If you hit a better shot, we're not. I'm like, fuck, all right. And this was before I had my nice golf set.
Yeah.
And
we did get you a nice set, eh?
Yeah. And of course, he beat the shit out of me, and we went to the bar.
That sounds fucking typical. Glad you guys were using Uber while you were down there, though. Fucking make it safer.
Yeah.
I mean, it was only, 3 miles? Not even, like 2 miles from our house, but...
Probably less than that. It was walking distance, just about.
On a nice night, it would have been good walk.
I use Uber a lot in Indy. Man, you go downtown, I shit you not, they got like 40 cop cars just blocking the whole street.
Oh, yeah.
They do not want any kind of shootings or anything. Funny enough, I just seen a couple weeks ago they had a shooting down there.
No way.
But yeah, it's funny. It's like 7 to like 10 o'clock. There's like nothing but white people out. And then from 10 to 2 in the morning, all the white people go away.
Oh my God. October of 24 is when I met you, right? No. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. It was...
Or November.
No, it was November because I went down there at the end of October where you were on your cruise.
That's right. That's right. That's what took us so long. We went on that cruise.
No, but you went on 2 different cruises, didn't you? Because I dropped you off at the airport so you could go on a cruise or something in November.
Yeah. No, so it had to have been October.
What was your... So you went on 2 cruises?
No, October, I think we went home for... no, because we did Halloween at the wharf in Gulf Shores.
I remember you guys
Orange
going
Beach.
trunk or treating.
Yeah, and I was in Orange Beach. I was at the wharf.
So
Dude,
maybe you were gone for something else.
Probably.
Because you were gone for like a week, and then you told Brandon that, code for the house and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
then a couple weeks later, I went on the cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we did Friendsgiving, and then I think I was gone after that.
I thought you did
Because it was the first week of December. It was the last week of November, first week of December.
I thought you did Friendsgiving when you got back.
No. Friendsgiving was before we left. Because I think a bunch of people were going home
I can see that.
for the holidays, so we just, you know what I mean?
Dude, I have like no photos from Florida.
I got a bunch on my phone, actually. They'll be in here. I'll show you.
I just have photos.
I'll show you the photos. I passed out and he stole my phone.
Actually,
Yeah,
I do have a couple of
Yeah.
of you on the couch.
Also, if you ever meet Kyle, if you ever hang out with Kyle, just know that he loves taking photos. Candid photos or good photos, doesn't matter. If you leave your phone, if you go in and take a piss at a bar, he will take photos of whatever's around him. If you pass out and he's there,
Might find my nuts on your face in the morning.
you might find some photos that you aren't gonna like. So just
That's how it is.
roll with the punches.
I feel like that's just...
He's been doing it since I met him. So,
Yeah, I got you doing it now.
yes, I got him back pretty good a couple times.
I looked at my Z Fold and went, what the fuck?
I think you left that on the bar, and me
Yeah.
and Jake got a hold of it.
No, it was you and Begley.
Oh, me and Bags?
Yeah, with one of your guys' asses was out or something.
Yeah, that happens. That happens.
Oh, shit.
So, All right, so you guys got down there October, whatever. But what did you guys end up? What did you ended up in the detail crew? What were you guys doing before that? That was that floor job
What do you
in Bay
mean?
Minette?
What was I doing before Bay Minette, or what was I doing before?
No, at the Bay Minette job when they first started. Because I saw both of you guys. I was in detail crew, and I saw both of you guys out in like the laydown yard doing something.
Oh yeah, we were getting moved around a bunch the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Cause I had to fly back my first week that I started. So I had that week of vacation, and then the Sunday before I was supposed to start my first week, I got a phone call that my sister's kid died, so I had to fly back that Friday. But we were, I think, from what I remember, they had us taking painter's tape off of all the steel because they got a little. You remember those pork chop plates? They were covered in that shit. They got a little happy with that.
You guys needed scrapers, I think, at one point.
I mean, it was a good gig, man. You get set up in the shade and just getting paid ridiculous amounts of money just to scrape painter's tape.
Scrape painter's tape off the. Yeah, I remember that.
I'm like, you know what? This ain't too bad.
Dude, like later on in that project, me and Ernesto or Brian, I can't remember. It was one of us. It might have even been Ronnie. They were just Raising Gang was throwing up the pork chops, but they weren't going upright because they were
they were like
upside
putting
down.
one bolt in them and just leaving them up there.
Whatever the case was, the building's out of plumb, whatever, dude. And it came to the point to where we had to take them down. You know how heavy those fuckers are? When you're reaching like over your head to get, are you good? Yeah, I'm good. All right, take out the last bolt. You sure? Yeah, go. Like, dude.
Because if it's falling, it's falling.
Those had the 1.25 inch bolts in them.
Yeah.
Dude. After a while, I like put my hard hat, like I wedged myself underneath it and I used my head and I had it just balanced on top of my head and I would like.
I'd be using them as like a workout.
My shoulders looked good, dude. My shoulders looked good after that.
Yeah, dude. The safety on that job, you couldn't drop a fucking pencil.
Dude, you couldn't sneeze.
Without it being on video recording.
Yeah, that was
one of the worst safety jobs I've ever been on, I think.
Yeah, that was...
'Cause, I mean, Indiana sucked because we had to wear the Type 2 hard hats, and it was still for floor, but at least we could breathe.
They had a different safety rep.
Yeah, I mean, they had motherfuckers just hiding in buggies, just zooming in. It was a job all day just to watch you.
You remember that north access road? Like, the buses drove down the one, and then they had that north access road that kind of went up and into the trees. So on the east side...
East side was the side that the rats continued out?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just trying to get my
So
directions.
on the north side, like, all right, so where Tent City was basically the southwest corner.
Okay.
So we took our buses out and around, right, to the north side of the building, right?
Well...
So where that substation was, there was like another road access that went up into the trees. Dude, we used to see them. Me and Ronnie used to see them out in the trees sitting in their buggy, and we'd just be like this. Because we had to be out on the iron, and you weren't supposed to be on the iron. Mm-hmm. But, like, we had a 120, and we couldn't get our 120 to where we needed to get it to put up these angles for the sag rods. And we had to weld them bitches up there, dude. They were 6x6. I think they were 3/8, maybe ½ inch. And we had to hold them underneath and weld them up.
Oh, yeah, the angles?
Oh. God. What were those, 3-footers? Dude, holy shit, yeah.
We had to do a lot of fab work on them sheet girds. But yeah, I remember we were up on the deck, and, you know, obviously when you're up there, you can kind of get away with
some shit. I can't see.
Tied off. I remember we went down because we had some shit to do up there with the crane rail. Mm-hmm. And we ended up going down. We took a lift down with all of our stuff, and then we left our buddy Austin Stewart up there. He's out of Connecticut. Real good guy. But we left him up there, and then we come back, and he comes up to the lift. He's like, dude, I think I'm fucked. I'm like, what did you do? He's like, I was just chilling out. I wasn't really tied off. And then I just turn around. There's a drone staring at me. I'm like, oh, fuck.
I don't think I was out there for the drones.
No, you
I
were.
had to have been.
You were.
I just didn't notice them, I guess.
Sometimes they would send a text alert out saying they were going to fly the drones, but a lot of times they wouldn't even tell you.
Oh, I never got any of that.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't text me, but they would,
informants
would find out about it and be like, hey, they might be flying drones today.
Dude, I never got alerted to any of that shit.
Yeah, well, we found out when there was fucking drones. He said it almost hit him.
My first boss down there, my first foreman, Wilton Bro. I think he was out of Atlanta. He was cool. Me and Ronnie were his right-hand man, and he's like, whatever you guys need, I just need you guys to keep working. I need you to keep doing this, keep doing that. At one point, me and Ronnie were putting out fires for QC too. With who was that? Paulie Peterson. We were putting out fires for Paulie.
Is that in Michigan?
No, down there. I was in Florida, and that was that Midwest job. And
Paulie.
Paul Peterson. He rides dirt bikes. Dude, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of his videos on Instagram. Yeah. He's kind of a shorter guy, but he's built, dude. Like he posts his dirt biking, he posts his weightlifting, and then family trips and shit. But dude, he'll rip. He'll fucking rip.
Yeah.
I think Harston rode with him a couple times. I don't know if you met Harston Ulansky. I think Harston rode with him a couple times.
He's the one that went golfing with us. The one that whipped his dick out.
Nope, that was Austin. That was Austin.
Go tee up for a shot. I look up.
That was Ryan.
Dick.
That was Ryan and Austin, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was in. I think that was in Alabama. I can't remember the golf course. I'd have to think about it.
I think that was Perdido.
I don't think it was Perdido. I thought it was. It might have been Perdido.
Might not have
No. It was in Alabama. It was in that Alabama course.
That might have been the one we drove like 40 minutes.
Yep. I can't remember what it was called. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, God, yeah. You want to see my wiener? Oh, wait, you're an apprentice?
Yeah, I go to work the next day. Yeah, motherfuckers come up to me on the bus. Hey, I heard you like cock. Fuck.
Yeah, that happens.
Dude, the buses were awful there.
Always full.
It's not even just being full. That was bad because you had to practically sit on somebody's lap just to get a ride over there. But none of the buses were watertight.
Oh, no.
So
Windows stayed down. They wanted us to go out in the rain, so windows stayed down no matter what. Yeah. The emergency roof access, they leaked.
Not even just that, just the scenes where they got the pieces of metal riveted together, screwed together, fucking leaking like a bitch. Every seat in there was wet as fuck. Fucking 6:30 in the morning, you haven't even started work and you're soaking wet.
Yep. Fucking wet ass.
At least on this job at Marshall, they got like brand new buses. So.
Our guys have to walk in. Well, when I was out there, the guys had to walk in. They probably got buggies now. There's probably not even a whole lot of them anymore.
Yeah, buggies, trucks. They say them trucks at Marshall are cheaper. I'm like, well, yeah, because you're driving a Ford vehicle.
On Ford property.
Yeah.
Dude, that was terrible.
That Bay Minette job was a lot of fun, though. I learned probably some of the most I've ever learned. Like, it was a real eye-opening ironwork experience for me because I just worked for smaller outfits my whole career up until that point.
Yeah.
Because Midwest is pretty, massive company.
That's a huge company.
Up until that point, I think I really only worked for Sterling Erectors. I worked for them for 2 years, but then I went and did a shutdown for Dearborn Midwest.
Yep.
And then I went and worked for IICC after...
International?
Yes.
You did some rigging?
No, it was plant work at GM Lake Orion. They were tearing everything out because they wanted to go full EV. And that was after all the stuff happened at my house where I was living.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to move back in with mom and dad, and then my brother got me a job at IICC, and then I, got the call from Brandon to go work for Midwest. But half the shit that I did and seen down there, I've never seen, like air guns, never used them before. Porta powers, believe it or not, never used them before. High torques, never used them before that job. Fucking big, DTI bolts, washers, never used them, never seen them. Fucking, I learned a lot on that job.
Hit it till it squirts.
Mm-hmm. Or just make the washer look flat. So the inspector looks at it, he's like, all right, it's flat.
We had a pretty good inspector down there.
Yeah.
Dude, he probably would go 15, 20 feet from the roof and then just spin around in his basket looking like this.
Dude, there were so many.
And then
there were so many fucking bolts.
Yeah, I think every connection, minimum of 4 bolts, and then the column splices had 68.
Dude, the pork chops had 8 bolts alone on one side.
Yeah.
And then pork chops, they kind of, they had 2 plates, so 8 bolts on each side, and then they had that angle going into them.
Yup. You did the lattice then, didn't you?
Yeah.
Dude, that was
tying
the
in
worst.
all them girts.
Dude, that was because it got to the point to where Raising Gang wasn't finding what they needed, so they would just move on. So we would have to put in our basket, and then we'd have to go up there and hoof it up.
Well, yeah,
With 4.5-inch bolts, and you're trying to
half the shit they didn't even know if it was the right number or not.
And so in the one section, I think it was Area B. Area B had all of that fireproofing. Dude, we had to go back and
the blue shit.
Yeah, we had to chisel off all of that in order for the pork chops to get flush iron, and then some of the tees that were going into the pork chops, those had to get chiseled off because they basically had it up to the bolt holes, and the pork chops had a little bit of more bearing beyond that, so we had to chip all that off. Dude, I 8-pound beater, and I just started smashing.
When I got put on the checker plate crew, that was a gravy gig. Me and Brandon were doing that before he left.
Yeah.
We were doing that for a couple months. That was a good gig before I got put on the crane rail crew.
He went to Ohio, didn't he?
Yeah, that whole shit show unfolded there.
Supposedly.
But
Allegedly.
same thing. I never seen that kind of fireproofing before. But we had to go put our checker plate a couple feet back from the girts.
Yeah.
And that shit was all in the way. But it wasn't too bad because if it was the shit that's probably going up in the hospital, you got that flaky shit.
That's what they're doing.
The gray stuff. Yeah, that shit was everywhere in Indiana. But that's way harder to get off than just that. You just I was taking my 3-pound beater to it and just chipped right off.
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff is tacky, and it's all fiberglass.
Yeah.
With a bonding, dude, it was, yeah. We had that at the GM Proving Grounds when we were setting the new dynos out there. We had these TV monitors that were over-engineered. The holding was over-engineered. So they had these 2 basically uprights, and then we had a frame system with 2 horizontals that would slide on top of the uprights, and that was already attached with the monitor and everything to it. So what we ended up doing was clearing out that fire insulation, putting our rigging over the beam, 2 chain falls, and just chain fall it up until it was vertical and then set down. And then a week after we get 2 of them done, they're like, that ain't gonna work. We tried running a car in here and the screen was moving too much, so we're gonna cut them out. So they gave that work to Ideal. Ideal cut them out, and then they ended up hanging them from the roof, which is what I told my boss in the first place. I'm like, Dan, we should really just see if they'll let us hang these. It'll be so much easier. And he's like, yeah, we can. All right, yeah, I'll mention it to them. And they're like, nope, they want them on the ground first, and we'll see how that works. And dude, they legit. Actually, I think I did all 3 bays, and I put a weld on it, dude. All like, yeah. I put a fucking weld on it. Dan's like, this is what we got. Take your time. I'm like, dude, I'm about to run 3 passes on this bitch. He goes, all right. Okay, so.
I'm working with right now, he's an old head. His name's Scott McKee. He's an outlaw. A biker gang.
Oh, okay.
Or, not gang, or whatever the fuck there are.
Club.
Biker club. Every day he's like, you want to know how to make your foreman feel smart? Just keep doing whatever he says. Don't question it. That's the truth.
Dude, I would.
I mean, I've had a million bright ideas, but
like, tell me some stuff, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go do that.
Yep.
I come back and be like, hey, that didn't work. Just wanted to let you know.
Back to the drawing board.
What? That didn't work? No. I told you that wasn't going to work, actually. And you didn't want to listen to me. It's always fun, though.
Bay Minette, yeah. That was a good job. It was just nice. We went down there at a good time. Winter.
We had a great time. It was for the winter, except for February. We got a foot of snow.
That was a little rough.
And they shut the city down. They shut basically
that whole portion of the state down.
And Alabama for 3 days.
Yeah. I remember trying to find a grocery store, and the only place that was open was Aldi's, thank God.
Yep, I remember that.
Otherwise, everything was closed. Walmart,
was Circle K
gas
closed?
stations, everything.
What?
Everything. They said literally the only thing that was open was maybe the police stations, fire stations, and Aldi.
Yeah.
No, they are not equipped for that at all.
No, hell no. And then we went back on Friday, right? That Friday, on the westbound side of, what was that, I-40? I don't remember what that highway was down there.
That was like 90-something.
That black ice, and I didn't even think anything of it, dude. So I didn't realize, well, I guess, yeah. I didn't realize, period. I didn't realize that was I-10. That it was black ice that we were going over. I thought it was just water. And then we got stopped that one morning for, 2.5 hours? 3 hours?
Yeah.
That
semi
car
flipped
wreck.
or something.
He hit black ice.
Yeah, I remember because you drove.
And we took a nap.
Yeah, we got there at like fucking 10 o'clock or something.
Yeah. Yep.
It is what it is. We're just going to shut the truck off and take a nap.
Yep. And we did too.
That's what happened to me. I was coming from Alabama back to Michigan. I can't remember if I had school or what was going on. I think it was after I picked my truck up from the shop and I was headed back. I was leaving Alabama for good, going to Indy. And I got like 3 hours through Alabama. And if you're going from the Gulf to the top of Alabama, that's like 5 or 6 hours alone.
Yes.
Which is fucking ridiculous.
Dude, getting to what is that? 65 was ridiculous. It was all back roads from our house all the way out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There was no
trip.
highway unless you took the highway into Mobile and then went that way, or you headed back towards Spanish Fort, Bay Minette, and then went up that way.
Yep.
But then you're out of the way. Yeah, dude. It was 2-lane roads. It was terrible.
But yeah,
They need to have a major highway from I don't fucking know. whatever fucking city.
Supposedly they're gonna be building like $400 million bridge. It's probably a lot more than that, but I heard about it last year, and this iron worker from Alabama that was working for us a couple months ago kept talking about it. They're gonna be building
In Mobile?
I don't know if it's in Mobile. I think it is, but it's like some emergency bridge for when the water rises, because a lot of their roads that they have designed down there, they get covered when the water rises.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I remember sometimes we'd be driving past and there wouldn't be a road that was there the previous day.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But yes, if that takes off, I'm heading right back down there.
Yeah.
I love, dude, the seafood down there. All the
Yeah.
food down there was great.
Dude, that seafood market we went to,
That was cool. I think I still have a video of us walking in there.
Joe Patty's.
Yeah, they had the barge right there, and
Yeah. I've never been into a fish market before, and that was
not like that.
fucking awesome.
I mean, you seen them.
Everything.
Yeah, you seen them taking them from the ice to get cut in the back.
Yep.
All that. Yeah.
Yep. Can I get that one?
Man, it stank in there though.
Well, you spent a fucking pretty penny on that cookout.
I think you spent like 150 or 200 just there on the fish alone.
Yep. That was a good cookout, though.
It was, yeah. That was the night I got really drunk and passed out on the couch.
Yeah, I think I took some pictures.
I don't think I've ever seen those.
They should be on your phone.
It was funny because
Talk about going full circle.
I was at work and I got paired when I was rattling bolts one day because it was like a week straight where I was just rattling bolts by myself.
Yeah.
All them pork chops overhead. And because my partner was on parole or probation it was like his 7th DUI or something stupid. And he had an ankle monitor on. He had to leave like 4 times a week. And
To like check in,
lawyers, all that shit. And so they sent Jerry Spiegel over. And then I got to working with him. He was pretty cool. We got talking, and I'm like, and then your name got brought up. He was like, wait, I think I know you. Now I know where you're from. You're from that party. I'm like, I didn't even recognize him because I passed out before he even got there.
Yeah. You were passed out in the chair. Yep.
Yep.
Jerry was there.
He's another cool guy.
Yeah, I talked to him.
If you're seeing this, fuck you, Jerry.
That's it. Yeah. Fuck you, Jerry.
Eat a dick.
He knows too, cause dude, that's all. If I want to talk to him or I like trying to get a hold of him or whatever, I'll just text him, "Fuck you, Jerry." And he goes, "I love you too. What's up?"
Dude, he sounds and talks and acts just like one of my close friends from high school. His name's Brent, and it's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to him and see him,
I want to hang out with him again. I'm gonna try and get him on.
I just called him the other day. I'm trying to get him up to Michigan.
Yeah.
If they let me run that job, he said he'd come out.
You know what the manpower is gonna be like out there?
I have no idea. I know all I really know is that they got 2 cranes going up and
What's the square footage?
2.2 million square feet.
I'm assuming they're gonna bring in boomers.
I would imagine, especially if they let me pick my crew. You know what I mean? Like, I've been out of town for the past year with you guys. The people that I know are not going to be from Michigan. At least all the good hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most of the guys you meet on the road are actually worth the fuck. That's why they're on the road.
That's why they're on the road. I've also heard the other way though, whereas they're on the road because they can't work in their own fucking local.
Yeah, because they made a bad name for themselves.
So, I mean, it's give and take. It just depends on the person, really. It depends on
Yeah, but at the same time,
their work ethic and shit.
Your reputation gets you those better paying jobs and
Absolutely.
jobs you want to be on.
Absolutely. I was fortunate enough to do that. I was down there in Memphis with Ideal. I was in Bowling Green, Kentucky with Ideal. That was a good job too. And then I went back to Memphis with Aristio. So
Yeah.
I did pretty good for myself.
I didn't realize how big of a company Aristio was.
Yeah, they're out of Livonia.
Dude, there's a lot of big companies out of Michigan.
Dude, so I worked for Aristio, right? And it didn't dawn on me until, I don't know, a year or so later, but one of my high school best friends, shout out Kelsey, her mom worked at Aristio.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think she was still there when I got in 2017. I'll have to find out. But my first job was with Aristio, and we were at the Marathon Refinery, which was, now looking back on it, is terrible. But if you're a punk and it's your first job, it's gravy because they take everything slow. They do everything. I mean, you do it right anyway, right? But everything was a little bit slower because of the process. And then their safety is a little bit more strict than the company's safety. So you had certain permits that you had to fill out, and you know what I mean? And you had to walk the job with whoever was overseeing that area of the plant. So it was cool. It was a fun job. I learned a lot. It's where I met a bunch of my buddies, actually. It's where I met Beggs. My very first job, dude. That guy sat in the back of the van at lunch, or not at lunch. He would stay back at lunch for fire watch, so everybody else could go to lunch on time, and he'd get I think he got an extra half hour of overtime. But I didn't.
Gig.
I was like, dude, I'll swap you out. He's like, no, man, I'm good. You go. I'm good. I'm like, all right, dude. I didn't realize that until towards the end of the job that's what he was doing, dude. And then he'd go take his lunch. But yeah, it's fire watches out there were really strict. When we first got there, it was 30 minutes after last spark. So
that's how it normally is.
You'd have to stand there. And then the next time I went, it was 45 minutes after last spark.
Yeah.
I went out there with CCC.
That's how it was when I was in Chrysler doing a shutdown 2 years ago. We were doing hot work, and they made the first years wear bright orange hard hats, and they weren't allowed to put any stickers on them or nothing. And he disappeared for a second, and we were torching out all the old assembly lines, because obviously,
demo?
Well, yeah, we were demoing half the plant because they were same thing as Lake Orion. They were upgrading so they could so their lines could hold the extra weight of the EV trucks that they were going to be building in there. And everybody knows they're double the weight.
Yep.
5,000 truck, now 10,000, so none of their shit could handle it. But yeah, dude, that's nasty work. I mean, we were literally just taking a torch. On them fucking assembly lines, they got, 50 different cables all going through cable trays. We were just torching through all that shit, breathing it all in.
All the plastic casings.
Oh, fuck, that was bad. It was fun, but it was bad.
Just think of all that dust that was settled on top of that steel that you were burning up too. Oh.
Do you have a guy named Chad?
Pollock?
Yes.
He just came out.
He just came out there working for Kevin. He always rolls, or he doesn't always. Joe Fry always rolls with Kevin.
You know those guys?
Yeah, they were at Sterling for years.
You know Logan?
I don't.
Kevin's not brother. Kevin's son.
I don't think I know Logan, but I know Kevin real well. I know Joe Fry and his brother.
No shit.
And then Chad.
You gotta come out.
Tall motherfucker.
No, you gotta call. Yes, he is, dude. He's like a gentle giant. He's really soft spoken too, and I was expecting a little bit, dude, a little bit of a voice.
He's such a cool guy.
Yeah, he seems like it. He's working with I think he's working with John Konolowski. They're doing plumb cables. But yeah, dude, Joe Fry's out there. I think he might drag on. I don't know if he's gonna drag on.
I forget his brother's name, Joe Fry's brother, but they always like Joe, his brother, and Kevin, all three of them. Any job they went to, at least with Sterling, they just rolled as a little group. You couldn't separate them.
Yeah. Well, they're back together again. And then he added his kid, I think.
See, I didn't know. He might have mentioned it, but I didn't know Kevin had a kid in the trade.
Yeah, Logan.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him or heard of him.
Kevin loves his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's funny.
Is he still doing a shitload of dip?
Yeah.
He'd always have the fattest lip.
It's not a big lipper, but he definitely has. He's always got a lip in.
That's Kevin.
Yeah. Yep. He's doing detail work, so he's got stairs. He's got the plumb cables and bolt up. And I think Joe actually is like welding out of an angel wing right now.
Okay.
For a moment.
Okay. Yeah, me and Chad did that shutdown together because we were working with Sterling. We were working in Grosse Pointe, building their new theater. It was like Grosse Pointe was right here, Detroit was right here, right by the water where all the rich people are. And we were building their new live theater. And then Chad was the one that told me about that shutdown. And then me and him left Sterling for a month to go do that shutdown. I got a picture of him. His face is just black from when we were doing that torching.
That dust is terrible. That's a funny. You mentioned Grosse Pointe, right? Grosse Pointe and Detroit. That's East Jefferson. That drive. It's like you get to a certain point on East Jefferson and it's night and day.
Oh yeah.
You have blight. You have empty lots. You have just.
We had a truck break down I want to say 6 or 7 minutes from the job, and where we were at, you could see some of it was a little shitty, but you could still see the multi-million-dollar mansions. You go 6 or 7 minutes down the road, it's a completely different story.
Yeah, it's
you were afraid to be down there.
It's crazy. Let's see where it's at. So East Jefferson and Alter, dude. Look at that. All of this empty, vacant, blight, it's just bad. And then you hit Alter Street, and now look, nice neighborhood.
Hold on.
That's Grosse Pointe. Is that where the theater was? Is that it?
That is it. That's the church.
Maryland and East Jefferson.
So right on this side of the building, my old foreman, that was a gravy job. We were setting all that deck, obviously right by the road. No harnesses, no nothing.
Yeah, those little handlight outfits are they really abide by.
I'd pull my truck up right there. We do cookouts. I got a picture of my truck backed up next to the crane, and I got grill going.
That's funny, dude.
That was a job that was a job before I came down to Alabama almost. Before I went to IICC and then Alabama.
Yeah.
That was a good summer job though. Had a lot of fun there. That was also the job. I don't know if it was Chad or who did it, but we were fucking with Brandon heavy, and you know how he gets when you start fucking with him. I mean, every day we'd sneak little dicks on his bolt bags or just do little shit. And then one morning we're sitting, around the truck just getting a game plan together, and we're just bullshitting. And I look over, and you can kind of see into the building. And just in the middle of the building, I see a glowing pink beater. I'm like, it's Brandon's beater. I'm like,
did you guys spray?
Bright pink. I'm like, Brandon, you didn't tell me you were gay. He looked at that. He went on a fucking, he about murdered everybody there.
Yeah, I
was up in the air working, and he was like, come down here right now, pussy. I'm like, I'm working. He's like, you're just afraid you're going to get your ass beat. I'm like, dude, I didn't spray paint your beater, bro.
It wasn't me. I just think it's funny. Not my fault. We had an apprentice down there at the Alabama job, and he didn't have a beater, so I went out and bought him one, and I spray painted it pink, and I gave it to him, a little 2-pounder.
2-pounder.
Well, he lost his 4-pounder, so I'm like, well, here, I'm just gonna get you a 2-pounder. And dude, he used it. He used the hell out of it.
But so I know if I'm connecting or detailing, I always carry a little 3-pounder on me. And everybody bitches because I don't have a 6-pounder and an 8-pounder. But if you're walking the iron, I can have both my bolt bags stuffed to the brim full of bolts, bolt pins, spuds,
Yeah.
and my sleever. And in my back, I can have my 3-pound beater, and I have my hands free. So if I trip or anything, I don't got to worry about having, one less hand. And that little 3-pounder does everything I need it to.
I had one of those. I put a bolt on my beater. I had a 6-pound. I had a bolt on it, and I had one of them hooks. Clip it right to my belt.
A lot of guys do that, and I'm not a fan of it. It's just more shit getting in the way. I got enough shit hanging.
Yeah, dude.
That sleeve, I'm still trying to figure out a good setup for my sleeve bar. I want to get like a custom-made leather holder for it because I just got a ring that just shoots straight down.
Yeah.
They got them custom leather ones that are already at like a 45.
Like a tilt on them. Yeah.
Did you ever see that guy in Alabama? He had a custom made that.
Was that Leonardo? Is that Leonardo with the?
Yeah, he didn't speak much English. He always had those like 2 Savage shades on or whatever they were called.
Yes, dude, that kid. Yeah, I remember him. I don't know that I ever talked to him, but he was.
If you needed help with something, he was right there.
Yes, he was a help. He was a big help. Leonardo. Yep, Leonardo was the one with the freaking double swords.
Yep.
That's. I mean, I can't explain it any better than that, dude. He looked like Leonardo.
It was cool.
Like it came out over his right shoulder and it went across the back of his harness.
Yep.
I think he had a full leather harness, right, on top of his other harness.
Yeah, he custom made it to where it like either all zipped. I would assume zipped because if it buttoned together, it'd fall right off. He had it custom to where it just went around his harness and then just zipped right up.
Yep.
And I got a good look at it. He was like $300. He'll make it for you.
No shit.
I kind of wish I did pay the $300 because that's one of the cool things you can start collecting. As you go throughout your career, little custom leather pieces like that. I seen a guy in Indiana from New York. He had custom bolt bags that were leather that had buffaloes on them and shit. Fucking sick bolt bags.
That's actually pretty cool.
Should have taken a picture of them now that I think about it.
I met a guy from Buffalo.
I've actually met quite a few guys out of New York.
He real cool dude. His nickname is Rummy. His first name's Mike. I have to look up his last name. I can't remember what his last name is, but dude, real cool dude.
Yeah.
I still talk to him to this day. Shoot him a text every now and then. I think he got injured. Fucked his back up pretty good.
Oh shit.
So he's not out. He's not in anymore. Which kind of sucks because he was a good hand. I met him actually when I was in Wellsville, New York, with Barnhart setting wind turbines.
I just found out about Barnhart when I was in Indiana, rigging outfit.
Yeah, dude, it was fun. That was a good job. I went out there by myself. Me and Amanda actually went to my cousin's wedding out in Ticonderoga, New York, and immediately after that, we drove down to Wellsville. She was, I don't know, fucking 2 hours from Buffalo. So I worked one day, left early the next day, and I drove her out to the airport. And then I stayed home. She was pregnant with Marco at that time.
Oh my goodness.
And then I stayed down in Wellsville. That was in October of 22. Then we had a little scare in October, so I came home, and that was about it. But that entire week, dude, he's like, "Yeah, we're on 7/12s. We got to try and get this done before wintertime." I'm like, bet. The first day I worked 14. The second day I worked 16. The next day I worked 16. The next day I worked 14. And then a big, huge bed bug situation. So that'll... so then that happened. And then Amanda called me. So I worked 6 days. And I went home. And I think in those 6 days, if my memory serves me correct, I had a $6,300 check.
Yeah, I believe it.
Dude. Not only did I meet some really cool motherfuckers, but I learned how to bolt up a wind turbine. I got to stack cans. I did some nacelle prep on the these at that time they were the biggest wind turbines being set in the United States.
Was that double time after 8?
No, on that one it was same thing.
I know like Chicago, they're double time right after 8 or
Yeah.
like 8.5, something like that. I don't know how New York is. I know a lot of them bigger city locals, they're kind of worked out like that.
Yeah, dude, they were. Yeah, this is what I was working on. Nope, that's not it.
I'd love to get on a
900. Yep, Sunrise Wind Project. That was the 924 megawatt wind turbines.
How long did that job go on for?
They were, dude. So I had left that. I want to say it was the second to last week in October, like the 20 something ish. I left then and I came home and they were still going into November. I was getting pictures and videos from Mike. He was up tower and the snow was basically coming down like sideways and it's rocking and rolling, dude. You know what I mean?
Fuck, yeah, I imagine way up there.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we had a good time when we were out there. The weather was great, 60s, sunny. The one day was windy as fuck, and I was up tower. I think I was in the third can. So you had the bottom, you had mid bottom, mid top, and then spike, which is the top of your dude. And it was.
And the ladders for those, they're just held on by magnets, aren't they?
No, ladders are bolted in. So they have like little. They have, I don't know, basically 4x4 by 6-inch block that comes off of the wall, and it's bolted into the wall. You got a safety harness with your, basically a cable dog, right? A cable clamp, and you'd go up, and if you stopped, it would clamp on, and then you'd go up, and dude, yeah, it was.
See, all the millwrights I'm talking to right now that have been in turbines, they say that a lot of the ladders are just, they got big ass magnet on each one. It's just stuck to the side.
So I did that one, and then I did the one out in Jackson, and that was the same thing. They only had 3 tubes on that one, but that was the same thing. Everything's bolted to the wall. The platforms are like offset too. So like if you had your opening at say 12 o'clock, on the next floor your opening would be, or the ladder on the next floor would be at like 9 o'clock. So if you did fall, you weren't falling all the way down. You know what I mean? So it was kind of offset. But yeah, dude, that was a cool job. I can't remember. I can't remember the. I can't remember what the tool was that we used to tighten them bolts. But I know that it got tightened to 13,000 kips.
Damn.
Yeah.
I remember my brother showing me that he came up to me. He was like, he had like a little pouch of tools. He was like, "This is all I need to go up in them wind turbines." Like no tool belt, no nothing, just a little pouch of little wrenches and shit.
Yeah, it was it was crazy. And so the actual head of that too was so heavy that we had hung rigging from above us and basically rigged it up so if we needed to move it, because you couldn't do like in a row, right? You had to go across to start, and then after that you would skip every 6th one all the way around, and there was 130 at any connection. Stupid. We went from 130 from our bottom to our lower mid, at the top, that next one had 118, and the next one had 118, and the next one had 118, and the next one had 130, because the rings went bigger, right? So you, at the base, you're big, you're small, you're big, and oh, dude, it was fun. It was a cool fucking job. I'm kind of upset I had to leave early.
I'd like to get on those offshore wind turbines.
Oh, dude, that would be fun.
Those would be fucking cool.
That would be fun. These machines they had were expensive as fuck. I don't even remember what they were called. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
To tighten them?
Yeah. But you had a monitor. You had like this box, right? And you had to lug your box up. So we had these big 150-pound canvas bags. So imagine your nose bag, but this big with Velcro on the top, and we used that to get everything up. So we'd have the rope, take the rope up top, and then someone would go up there and we'd. Oh, dude, it was terrible. It was so heavy, and the day, like I said, the days were long. I mean, the hardest part, honestly, was doing the bolts, because you're in there until you're done. You can't leave. Once you start, you
got finished.
And then you're marking them, right? So you have your flanges, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 inches thick. So you have bolts that are this long with a double nut on the bottom, double nut on top.
1 1/4 diameter. You know what the fuck they
Probably
were.
1 3/8, dude. They were huge. Like the bolts themselves were like this fucking big.
Probably
4.5s,
then.
5s.
Fuck.
Yeah. Dude.
God, I don't know much about them. I've never.
If
been
you
on
ever,
one of those
if you ever
projects.
get the chance to do a wind farm, I would do it. It was a good time.
Supposedly they got a bunch going up in northern Michigan.
The summer?
I don't know. I'd have to ask my brother, because he was always keeping an eye out for him, because he got on a wind turbine job, and then ever since he's been trying to chase one down. But he was saying, I forget which area, but he said there was some going up almost by where my parents live, or like 30 or 40 minutes north of North Branch. So I don't know. I'd have to see. I'm sure a business agent would know.
Yeah.
Or they should.
Yeah. Call one of our BAs. They'll know what's going on up there. I couldn't even tell you who's up there.
Oh God,
I don't remember whose area that is.
who is it? I got the map.
I got the map. I just don't have, like, who's there? Who covers that area?
Where is it? Jurisdictional map.
Like 9:15 already.
Let's see. Lapeer, Genesee, Saginaw. Okay, so that'd be light blue. Wayne Colfell.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Or Mike Christensen.
I'm sure either one of them would know.
Yeah.
Shoot him a text or give him a phone call. Be able to help you out.
I got Arizona. I'm heavily debating.
Brian called you about that one, right?
Yeah.
Did he give you all the numbers? I told him to call you.
He gave me a couple numbers, but I texted that fucker the other day and texted me back. he sent me a picture of like him doing something. He was like, "I'm loving the weather here." Like,
He said last time I talked to him, he said he's thinking about moving his family out there to Phoenix.
"Oh no shit."
Yeah, he's looking for a house and everything.
I'm waiting for him to start selling some damn T-shirts.
I'm not kidding you. We literally talked about that last week. Because he was worried about stock, and he's worried about finding a printer, and he's worried about finding the T-shirts and buying the T-shirt. He goes, "I'm gonna be, I don't have enough money to start all this," and I was like, "What a nerd, dude." I'm like, dude, listen, my wife started a merch store for Beam Walks and Bar Talks. I will link the merch store in our caption. She did it through, I think, Printify. And
I'm sure there's like a dozen
basically
different apps.
you just have a template of what you want. You put the template on the website, and then they deal with everything. If someone orders it, they'll fulfill the order. They'll take the print.
Yeah, you don't have to actually have
None of it.
stock.
No,
It's just
stupid easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, buy some merch. Support us.
Has he started it at all, or is he?
He's designing. So the
He was
one
designing
design.
a year ago.
So did you see his one design that he did?
He might have shown me if it's the same design as last year.
He didn't. He told me not to tell anybody, but I'm telling you anyway because I know we're all close. So he did an ironworker design, and he had.
Yeah, I've seen a couple different iron workers that.
It's kind of all the same too. They just have the banner and the spuds and then the date. Like we need something that we need something that sticks out.
They'll have like a crane in there.
Or like this. It's $4.92 out of Nashville, right? They got the tools of the trade. I thought this shirt was cool.
Yeah.
I got this one actually. This was my first boom out job. I got this in Bowling Green, Kentucky with Ideal from a guy, Chad Bone. He was our steward out on that job. And actually, when he first said it, he had such a thick accent that I thought he was saying Boone. So when I saved his name in my phone, I put Chad Boone. And then I got back to the hall and I sent him a couple t-shirts and stickers, right? And I wrote Chad Boone on it. And he texted me, he said, just so you know, my last name is Bone. I was like, dude. But he had such a thick Kentucky accent, dude. But a cool guy, real cool guy. I talked to him here and there throughout the years. And then local 384 Knoxville, Tennessee as well. That's where I met my buddy Brent Collier. Same job as that one, the Corvette plant down in Bowling Green, Kentucky. That was 2021 after the tornado had gone through and basically ruined the roof of the plant. We had to go through there. We took out all the skylights because they were all leaking, I guess. Took out all the skylights. All the cars in there were, I think, rumor, from what I heard, the cheapest car that was in there was $85,000. Corvette Stingrays. Yep. That was a good job, dude. That was another one of those big money makers. We were down there for a week. It was me, Justin, don't be mad at me, I can't remember what your last name is, and then Sean Duff. And we went down there for the week. It was supposed to be a month-long job, Duff. It ended up being a week. That was my first boom out. I went with those guys, and I had a hell of a time. They showed me a lot.
I'd be real disappointed first time booming out, thinking I'm going to be out there for a month, and it's a week.
I still made $5,000 that week, so I couldn't have been upset.
Yeah.
It was at Ideal money.
Ideal pays.
And it was that Ideal money, and I worked a 12, I worked a 14, 12, 10, and then it was New Year's. So we left at a half a day. But yeah, dude, that was another good job. Actually, that's where I met Taco as well from 384. That's another good dude.
Did you hear that Syracuse job I was supposed to go to in New York? It was another Novellus plant.
Yeah.
Burnt down, and they were working 7/12s or whatever to get it, shaking hand shifts to get it rebuilt. Well, after my foreman that I had in Alabama, Scott Kittle, they hit me up about that job. After he left, I guess it burnt down again.
Oh my God.
And from what I heard, it was due to the electricians. They were wiring some shit up, all fucked up.
Go figure.
So I haven't heard anything about them recalling more guys out there to get it rebuilt. I think they might just be taking a step back, and they might just be gearing up for a lawsuit.
Oh, well, yeah, dude. Someone's got to pay for it.
Because they got contracts with Ford, and they're losing who knows how many millions a week, a day.
Being shut down?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to, yeah, you'd have to consider all that, dude. Fuck.
Burnt down fucking 2 months later.
Yeah.
Fucked up. Fucking Sparkies. Probably had some rats in there.
Maybe. New York's pretty strong.
It's weird how this job in Marshall is. They got like half the Sparkies. You'll see them on like in the ovens working together, and they'll have like one section of Spanish speaking Sparkies, and the other section is just a bunch of white dudes. All for the same company.
It was pretty cool walking through there, and seeing that like you'd have like your Spanish crew and your. Sometimes you had a mixed crew.
I mean, that's how it was in Bay Minette too.
The one guy would understand it and be like, "No, fuck you," you know what I mean? And then the other guys, then you'd have your one white guy crew, and then. But yeah,
I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but we're getting shit done.
Yeah, right. He doesn't understand, but I pointed over there, and he started to do it. So.
Yeah, I remember you said the one day you said you got paired with a guy that didn't speak no English because your partner was gone in Bay Minette, and you said you got through the day by numbers. You guys knew your numbers. That's how you got through your day.
Yep. Yep. That was it. That's all because that's all we needed was like bolt sizes. So I just told them bolt sizes. and
just throw some music on and get at it.
That's what we did too. That was funny. Henry.
Is that his name?
Yep. Henry Lopez. Yep. He did not speak a lick of English. Funny. I don't know. All right. So for most people, they're not going to understand. But even if you have a language barrier, me and him were both laughing. Dude, like,
oh, yeah.
I don't understand a fucking word he was saying. He probably didn't understand a word I was fucking saying. But at any certain point, we would start talking, and we would just both start laughing. And whatever. We had a good time. We made the day. So... But yeah, that was
So it was in Indiana. This welder came in. His name was Luis. He's from Venezuela. He never told me his last name. He wouldn't for some reason. I went to put his contact in my phone. I'm like, what's your last name? He's like, just Luis. I'm like, okay. For the first 3 weeks I worked with him, I was talking mad shit straight to his face because, from my understanding, he didn't speak a lick of English.
right.
And then I go away for like an hour, come back, and this new apprentice, I forget his name, but this was his first day was with me out there. But he's like, Louis speaks English, right? I'm like, no, the fuck he does not. So I was like, Louis, you speak English, motherfucker? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, fuck. I mean, real broken English, but... After that, he ended up going go-kart with us every weekend, fucking drinking with us every weekend, fucking party animal, and then same thing at work. I mean, he spoke English, but it was still very broken.
Right.
But we'd be up in the lift, and he'd be fucking drawing dicks on me, or we'd have a fucking squirt bottle, spray cats with for the fireproofing when we were grinding it just to wet it down.
Right.
Spraying each other with it and shit. Ain't no work was getting done.
No, hell no. That was like those boys down in Memphis. Skylar, Ronnie, and Mikey, dude. Oh my God. We got so much shit done, but at the same time, man, it was funny. It was fun. It was funny. It was a great job. We had a great time out there.
Meet a lot of good people on the road. A lot of good people.
I'm hoping to have them on.
Who? Mike?
Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody that we met. Let them know. Fucking.
I'd like to get Jerry on here.
I would love to have Jerry, dude.
Get him a couple beers in.
Yep. Hopefully you get this bar set up, then we can actually set up a whole actual bar talk.
You gotta get the basement set up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Either that or I'm
just
gonna
do it on the road.
Yep, I'm gonna message. I'm gonna message a couple local bars around here. See if they won't. See if they'll let us use their area to
Well, there's places like when I
sit down and set up.
Well, yeah, there was a spot, I forget the name of it. It was in Indiana, where I was pretty drunk at this point in time.
Yeah.
We're walking in. We've been to a couple bars, and it's like 11 o'clock, and we don't want the night to end, so we go to this final bar, and we walk in there, and it's like you walk in this narrow hallway, and then it's just a really narrow building, bar, a single pool table, and a couple high top tables. And it was packed. I'm pretty drunk. I'm like, I'm not going in there. Fuck that. I'm not gonna be packed in there like a sardine in a fucking can. And we go all the way back to the pool table, and then to the left there was a whole separate room that was just pitch black.
Oh yeah.
And we go up to the bar and we're like, can we go in that room? And they were like, yeah, we'll turn the lights on. Fucking, we had the whole back room to ourselves the whole night. And then a fucking wedding party ended up coming in, and we partied with them the rest of the night.
Oh hell yeah, that makes everything so much better too.
But yeah, there might be a bar somewhere around here that's got something like that you could do.
There's gotta be.
As long as you shout them out or whatever, work out a deal with them.
Oh, absolutely. That's the plan. We'll see what happens, but that's definitely the plan. That's something that we want to do for the future. And yeah, that's something that we want to do. I know at some point we'll all be back on the road, and
Hopefully,
then we'll just have to take the party on the road, I guess, right? So we'll see what happens.
Texas is sounding better and better.
Dude, yeah, it does sound pretty good.
Do you even have the option to go down there?
I'm not sure yet.
It's kind of just
find
up to
out.
them.
I have to find out.
It's not like us where we can just drag up and go. You're kind of getting cemented in the company.
Yeah. Yeah. On that, we'll fucking call it a night. It's fucking 9:30.
Fuck yeah. Till the next one.
Till the next one. I'm sure you guys will see Kyle again.
Just getting started here.
He's around. He's got things he's got to take care of, so we'll get those sorted, and he'll be around. He'll be in. He'll be out.
Ain't going nowhere, that's for sure.
Might add him to the cast with Mike and Rob too. Make sure you guys follow, like, and subscribe. Beam Walks and Bar Talks podcast on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. It's BWBT podcast. We do have merch in our link tree on our Instagram page, so make sure you guys click on that. Check out our merchandise. We can help you out with any sort of marketing or sponsorships or collaborations. Let us know, as well as us looking for you guys. We want a partnership with you guys. If we have any leather workers, I know Kyle mentioned he wants to get a couple scabbards and maybe a special harness with his Leonardo sleever bar holder. We want to get a hold of you guys. T-shirt makers, we want to get a hold of you guys. We want to help y'all out, honestly. That's what it's all about, right? We want to build each other up. We're Union Brotherhood. Me and Kyle out of Detroit, Local 25. So that's what it's all about, guys. That's making that bond, making that connection, and meeting new brothers and creating new job opportunities, honestly. We'll talk work, we'll talk family, we'll talk fun, we'll talk bullshit outside of work with the go-karting and getting kicked out of bars, which seems pretty normal for us iron workers, right? So let us know. Message us on our Instagram page. You can shoot us an email at team@beamwalksandbartalkspodcast.com. Let us know what's going on. We want to hear from you guys. We want to get to know you. I'm Tristan.
Kyle.
We'll see you guys on the next one.